What's up, Miami friends? I'm gonna get a little closer just because it's windy, so it's making it hard to hear. I had gotten asked about fighting low leg. It is not my preference, but it's important to know how to do it, and I think that the way that I generally do it has some benefits that people are ignoring. We will demonstrate quickly what that sort of looks like, the pros and cons, about the version I like and the version that I see most commonly done. This is Sage. He's a nice fella. He's agreed to basically stand here while I talk for 5 to 10 minutes. So, when we are playing Apgard and we're fighting, we inevitably get leg, because it does happen. There are pros and cons to being leg with your shield foot or your sword foot. In this case, we're going to take the one that is usually the advantage, which is your shield leg. So my shield leg has been struck. I am wounded. What a lot of people do is when they take this leg, they post up with this leg far back, away from combat, making it so that they have less parts that can be hit. This leg generally becomes an extension of my defensive profile, my shield, my dead leg, and here we are. The issue with this is that if my opponent has good mobility and he decides to move around me, I have a harder time rotating out of this position, thus kind of getting rid of the pros of what has become a good defensive profile. So instead, if he resets, and I opt to be on the tips of my toes or flat-footed or whatever it is, this is still back and behind my equipment. If he would like to throw a shot at this leg, he has to reach across me, and that's very, very dangerous, right? This is forcing him to expose himself, and even then, so go ahead and reach to hit the leg. Now he's made it there. That's really compromised defensively for my opponent, and it's not hard for me to adjust. I can adjust my equipment about 1 inch. My sword is probably hanging out here, so that doesn't even reach me. And if he wants to reposition himself to step over here for a better target, it's pretty easy for me to, again, I haven't moved yet. I haven't even done the part that makes this defensively superior in my opinion. I can adjust my position. I can make myself shorter, taller, and I haven't even gotten to the moving section of where this is going. So we'll have Sage reset. Now, what I want Sage to do is essentially move to try to be in a position to hit me, whether it be board shoulder, sword shoulder, or this leg, and I'm going to generally move myself to try to be in a position where I feel like I can fight him. And the key here is to not be too passive. I still need to present a threat. That's with my sword, that's with my person. So when we're here and we're engaged, and he's still doing that, I'm able to still move myself as he moves around me. This is an easy adjustment. I'm still in a good place, and we're still in essentially combat. I can make myself tall, I can move myself, I can even push myself forward here, whether it be with a step to this location, really closing the distance, or I can push myself laterally, hopefully get a good turn for another hip attempt. A lot of this...
Do that again?
Yep. So if we're squared up and we're here, I can, just like doing a regular sword side hip, I can go laterally with him. He doesn't want to get hit in the ass. I get this rotation, it gives me an opening. I get to push myself from this defensive position across and try to throw ass wraps, sword side hips. And what he has is he can generally, what will happen is he'll go over my equipment, and I'm still in this position. I can compromise my defense really high. I can just rotate my equipment a little. I can even back up and sit down into this. So as he throws board shoulder, I can be here. Now if the camera comes around behind me to see how far away this is from me, I'm still really very safe. I have a lot to hit from kind of all of these locations with what is sort of predictable. This is not really a detriment. So if we reset ourselves a little here, I have this leg sort of up. I'm basically here, and I don't feel at threat of really dying to this. But he may feel that that's a shot he should take. As we said at the start of this, that compromises his defense too much and puts me in a really good position. Now, If I end up with this too far forward, of course it becomes easier to hit. It's very important that it is still sort of back. I still get to make my defensive profile, and I'm very confident about our ability to fight here, to push through this. We can backspin, we can front spin, we can do all of those from this position as well, which I'll do very slowly just to kind of show it. I can step across, I can load up, I can still spin, I can take this leg, put it behind myself, to backspin. I can bring this leg across to backspin. I still have access to my arsenal of spins, mobility, albeit smaller. All of that is still available. That is all still good and able to be done. Just like when I'm standing and stepping across, I can do it from this. I'm still rotating my board away from the predictable shot. I'm still in a great spot for counter fighting. I haven't lost very much mobility. That's all from being legged with my board foot forward. From sword foot forward, I'll try to sum this up more. I don't like this one as much, but the principle is still sort of the same. Now, however, I project my defense out and forward. This leg is still very far back. The camera probably has to come to the other side to see it. What I've done is turned my torso in a way where this shoulder is far away, this leg is far away, and I've simplified my defense to say you only really have this side of my body to fight. This doesn't count for combat because it's my wounded leg. This shoulder, and I'm here. I have the ability to put this back here, so if he wants to reach out for this leg, I'm still able to project it back. We can push this forward. I can step through his defense here. I can fight his arm here. It's a really risky thing to reach across to the leg that's projected back. So he's probably going to fight my board shoulder, which we've established is far away. My sword shoulder, which is here and we know. And this is a very small target for him to reach to, which again makes him reach across me low while I'm low. So odds are he's going to just fight me high. We still get to be here. We still get to fight sword side hips. We still get to do all of that. All from this position, just pushing off with this leg in the same way. We can still do our spins and everything. And that is pretty much the pros to having an active defensive stance while legged, opposed to trying to get ourselves stationary and set, take our live parts and keep them as far away from combat as possible. I think the misconception is that you're safer that way, but you don't have mobility that way and you'll lose that way. They'll take advantage of you if they're anybody with fighting chops. They'll be able to move around you and punish you for it. So that's essentially it. Thanks so much. Yay.